Hey, what is up, everybody? Um, this is something I've been experiencing for a long time. I think, anyways. Something I've realized about myself. Something I've realized that I have been experiencing. I think for a long time. For a long time, I think. I uh, I love you guys, but so this is the thing. Like, I don't even know how to I don't even know what I'm gonna say, but just for anybody that's experiencing highs and lows, or like feels like they're on a constant roller coaster or something, or feels like just mood swings. You don't know if it's because of mental illnesses, or you don't know if it's because of your environment, or you're not sure if it's because of um parts of like your routines or habits. You're just going through mood swings, and like swings of like, you're doing some good stuff, work done or whatever. You're achieving some goals, and then you're doing bad habits. You're jerking off. You're eating junk food, or you're on the phone, or you're doing whatever, or you're just stagnating, or you're doing the opposite of your habits. And then you get like that for like a few seconds or minutes or hours or days or months or years, and then you have a mood upswing. I call them high swings and low swings. um but I don't know. I'm not This is something I've kind of realized about myself a little bit, um about my experience. It's just constant, or I'm not even constant, but just like, yeah, but like highs and lows all the time. And it's just like, but something that I've it's kind of every time I'm in a low, like a low that like is like lasts for like a long time, or like a pretty low that like lasts for like hours and hours and hours. Because I've been in a low since I woke up today at like 7 a.m., and it's now like 1 p.m., and it's just been like, just bad. It's just been bad, dude. It's just been like it's like, I just relate it to like a depressive episode of like someone just like feeling like a zombie, I guess, like feeling like just like a dull pain that you don't even know is there, but it's like your whole body. And it's like, but it's not physical. I don't know. And it's like you like are just constantly on your phone, or you're constantly just like hurting, but like, I don't even know. And you're just constantly trying to drown it out. But like, I don't even know. But just there's like high swings and low swings. But I've kind of not snapped out. I kind of snapped out, but I kind of got out of that low swing, and now I'm in a high swing, kind of, or like a better, at least like a better feeling. And I don't know what it came really from. Maybe it came from, I had an idea or something, like I had an idea, like a question about Undertale, because I was watching like Etika beat Sans, and I had a question about Undertale. Maybe that came from that, me expressing my opinion, or me thinking about something. But or no, I had an idea, and then but before that, I had an idea about time. And because I watched this guy named Basher, I think his name is, or not Basher, like this guy is like, he might be a scam artist, who knows. He gets possessed, right? Or that's like, that his thing is that he gets possessed by like some entity, and this entity is like really wise, and like past the physical realm. And he speaks like, he closes his eyes, and he speaks like, whoa, whoa. And like, there's like, he's basically like Alan Watts type, where he's like on stage, and everybody listens to him speak, and like gives him questions and so whatever. Um, and he said that, in one of his things that he said was, well, how you ever, whenever you, or some, has anybody here ever, he says to the crowd, does anybody here ever experience like, when you're really enthralled in something, and you're doing it, and you're excited, and you're just enthralled, and that's all you're thinking about right now. You're in the moment. Does anybody here ever have these times when you're in the moment, and you and then you look at the time, and then hours have gone by in what seemed like 10 minutes. Does anybody here Has anybody here went through that where it went when hours seemed to go by in like 10 minutes? And the whole crowd's like, yeah, that's me. I went through that. Because like everybody's gone through that, right? Or something through that where like you look at the time and it's been like hours when you felt like it's only been a little bit because you've been so focused on something. And I think that the thing about this is this can happen good and bad stuff in my experience. Good and bad experiences, and not even because you're focused on anything, but besides that, but back onto what he was saying, and this is getting confusing because I was saying, I was trying to like quote him or like say what he was saying, and now I'm saying what I'm saying about what he was saying, but I'm not finished with what he was saying. Okay, anyways, and he said, has anybody had that experience? And the crowd was like, yeah, or whatever, and then he said, well, actually, you only age those 10 minutes that you thought of you only age those 10 minutes of because that was your experience of whatever. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. I do know, but I'm not sure because it's like, you can tell I'm like in like one of those mind states where it's just brain fogginess and just, I'm not in a good mind state, man. I'm not in the good. Everything's a gift, but like I'm in the mind state, which is like, in reality, this mind state is like, it's like, imagine my mind, but it feels like, or it doesn't even feel like this, but like this mind state, it's like if freaking, it's what we all go through. This is like, my mind state is like an encapsulation of what we go through as a freaking, the common people go to. It's like how we are with microplastics and screens in our faces. It's like this mind frame that I am in is like, everything is set up to make me not do good, everything like, and that's what this mind state is like a symptom of, I guess, or like this mindset is like an encapsulation of what they are trying to make everybody else and everybody and me, which is like just like this just scattered, messed up, low frequency, getting all these low frequencies and just like can't really put sentences together, can't describe exactly, can't really think or like not really, I say can't too much, can't doesn't exist, but like hard to think, hard to whatever. I went on so many tangents, I don't even know what the video was about. This is kind of what this video was about, actually. It was about high and low swings. And the mood I'm in now seems probably not that great, but this is actually an amazing mood compared to my normal moods. And especially the one earlier that I was in, which was just like a zombie, like a freaking zombie. Like if it felt like TV static or whatever. That actually is a pretty good thing of it, like a pretty good example of it. Like, see, I can't even think of what metaphor or metaphor of it or like connection, I guess. Like it's like I can't think of stuff, and it's mind fog, really. But it's like it kind of feels like a buzzing. It kind of feels like a buzzing, I guess, and side note, but my earbuds are always buzzing in my ears. Like there's a mechanical buzzing that's always going on, and I'll basically know that buzzing is just fucking with me intentionally. Like there's like the buzzing, the government puts that buzzing inside of the earbuds to fuck with us and send the subconscious or whatever frequencies and messages through that buzz, because there's like a buzz in our earbuds. But that is kind of what it sounds like. It sounds like TV static. Not what it sounds like. That kind of like what it relates to, or what I can relate it to as. I can't find the words. I mean, I'm not and that's what, and now I'm saying can't a lot. I'm not finding the words right now to encapsulate what I'm meaning, but I guess TV static. But not so much that it's just like static, like I'm thinking about so much and I'm scattered, even though it's kind of like that. But it's not like I have so many thoughts and there's just like so many thoughts, because this is why I don't think I really have ADHD too much, is because I'm not a big or maybe I just don't realize it, but I'm not a big, it's not like I have so many different thoughts going on in my head. I don't think anyways. But then I don't know, and this is what I don't like, is that we don't have examples to put of like what is too many, and no one actually analyzes themselves to realize that they have. And maybe I just got another thought, so maybe that was an example of how I do have so many thoughts. But point is, if anybody else feels even like they have high swings and low swings all the time, you're not alone. I'm going through it, and there's one message was of why I wanted to create this video was to say, I think there's almost always a high swing after the low swing. And whatever, it can look like this low swing and then this high swing, or it can look like this, or it can look like, or it can look like, but there's always a high swing after the low swing. It always, and maybe that's just like maybe it has something to do with dopamine, how there's always like how dopamine goes, or I've heard how it goes is like waves, like dopamine spikes and crashes. Maybe that's an element of it, but there's always, I'm not going to say always, but I think that I've just felt, not even like this is true, but I felt like I've heard, like I've had this thought multiple times, at least in my experience. And this might be because I see so much stuff about dopamine, so this might not even be real. It might just be like a freaking placebo or whatever. Or this might be like me picking this up from something else and then just relating it to myself, which might not be what's best, but but I think it might be true, is that see, I'm so scattered, but it's like but like these are real questions, but it's also relating to me being scattered is relating to the whole point, kind of. And maybe it's only relating it because it's mental health, but maybe not. I don't know, but I'm not sure. I like to say, whenever I say I don't know, I think it's better to say I'm not sure, because saying you don't know is like too, whenever I say I don't know, I also sometimes say I do know, but I'm not sure. I think that's a better way of putting it, because like that says like, okay, I do know, but I'm just not sure in the moment, but I have the answer somewhere, like in my subconscious. Point is, I think there is relative evidence, both anecdotal and that I've seen, or that's been told to me, that it's there's a probably somewhere over 50% chance that after a low swing or a low mood period, you get a somewhat higher than the low swing period / experience / emotions / perspective, maybe. And this is I just got and this whole video has been part of the high swing for me, because, and what's an example of, and that was the point of the video, is what I just said, or basically that was like a message I want to share about the video. So moving on, me recording my thoughts and like saying these thoughts, like now it's actually becoming interesting, and it's been I've been rambling on in the video, but it's been like, it's been interesting, and it's been like kind of rewarding for me. Holy shit, I think I just gained conscious like awareness, like I just actually, like I just realized that I have arms and legs, and now, okay, oh my god, I just realized, like, it's actually, this is what I'm trying to say, is that when I'm in these low states, it's like I'm not here in the physical realm. It's like I'm watching. It's like, and this is why I sometimes say it's like a low, dumb state. Like it's like I'm retarded. It's like, I don't know, like, and I don't mean, this is like not what I mean at all about actual autistic people or whatever, but it's like I'm in the state of someone put like a needle in my head and injected. It's like I'm a Jeffrey Dahmer zombie puppet, you know? It's like I'm not really there. I'm like a zombie. Like I'm not aware of my body movements. I'm not aware of my arms and legs, and like I'm not aware of that, like the consequences, I guess, or like what this means to have arms or whatever, or like how there's a hand here and that relates to me, or maybe it might be a little bit depersonalization. I'm not sure. I need therapy, dude, and I got one therapy like a intake or booking on last Friday. They said they were going to text me or email me, and they haven't texted me or called me, I don't think. And I haven't checked my emails because I've just been, even though it's easy, I haven't checked my emails because I've kept putting it off, or I've kept like not, or I've like, even though it's like probably it would only take like a minute, I haven't checked the emails because it just, I've been afraid to or something. I'm not sure why. And also I've been just forgetting it. But also when I do feel like, oh yeah, check the email, it's either when I'm in the states of that zombie mode, or when I'm in the states of not wanting to do it, because I'm scared, or because I'm self-sabotage or whatever, or when I get the thought, then I become into that state, and the reaction is that state of being scared to check it, or I'm not, or just not wanting to check it, or being anxious or mad, or I don't know, I'm not sure. But actually, this whole video is like a pretty perfect representation of what. I'm actually really thankful for this video, because hopefully people see this and people look back on this video, or people are actually relating to a lot of what I'm saying. This video is a pretty, and I think this anyways. This video is a pretty good representation of what it feels like to be in my life. This video, and it's not like and it's not like I'm having these really but it's actually like I am kind of. It's not like I'm saying all this in my head, like I have all these like worries or whatever. It's more of like what the kind of frequency line, the vibration, the frequency of what I'm saying, I guess is like, imagine that as an emotion. That is how I feel, I guess. Anyways, I'm not sure, but this is like a pretty good representation of how I feel. A lot of the time, and even when I'm in the high swings, it's always there. It's always, and this, even when I'm in the super low swings, it's always there. Even when I'm in the super high swings, it's always there. It's like something. This is what I go through. This is what I experience. So, bro, I actually think I'm good looking. You know, this is actually part of my, dude, I always say this is actually, or but, or whatever. I'm actually proud of myself. I say actually a lot. I'm proud of myself. I'm grateful that I've really come around on my looks. I used to think I was like super ugly. Even when I was not fat or not overweight, I used to think I was ugly for pretty much all of my life. I'm not sure if it came from, maybe my sister was telling me I was ugly, or maybe my family was definitely telling me I was always ugly. Do I have a mustache coming in? I'm in the black and white mode on my phone, so I might be able to see more of it, but I do have a mustache, I think. And I like that it's like the opposite of Hitler's mustache. I think I like that look. I feel like I always thought I might look. I didn't always think this. I always thought that's the thing. That's another thing to take out of your vocabulary. So it's just not what you mean by that. That's a curse. But I used to think, and it's not saying like you used to think, because you do actually share that same thing. I don't know what I'm saying. I wish the English language and just was. I wish that you could. I could. Oh my god, dude. This is how they get you. This is how the government gets you. They program these phrases and words into you. This is like, all the vocabulary I know is like 0.5% of what we should know as a civilization. Like, we should be knowing, there should be there should be billions of words out there and phrases, and like you could just in it, and it's never going to be perfect like how you feel. It's never going to actually, that's another thing. Like, I don't know if it's never, but you probably won't exactly encompass what your actual point or feeling or emotion, but you're gonna but I wish you were so close. Like, and this comes from the mind fog, but it's also just the English language and vocabulary and everything in general, and phrases, and just, gosh, I used to think, even though I still think this now, kind of, or I still have this as like I don't know, but that I used to think that me with a mustache would look Mexican. Like, I would look more Mexican, especially with this kind of mustache. Like, I feel like this looks, and also what I was saying about the English language, and that this all comes together to my point of, or one of my points of, I get, and that was its own point, but that all comes together of me feeling like everything is designed in my life and in other people's lives, everybody else's life, that's not part of the bloodline or whatever. And I'm not talking about Roman Reigns. That's not part of like the like elite's bloodline. I don't know, and I don't know if it's a bloodline. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure. Anyways, this is all just like what's been fed to me, and what's been fed to me is the sources and the whatever possibly comes from the actual elites who put those things in there to manipulate people like me and people like, and whatever. And that's another thing. People like me, everybody is like, it's not people like me, because that's saying that the other people don't have the ability to share that. I'm just gonna go with it. I'm just gonna go with these thoughts. People like me, I just think that's so flawed of a thing like that. Like, because that's saying that you're different. Like, no, everyone everyone can have your passion. Everyone can have your specific thing, or not your, maybe not specific, but everyone, when you say like, okay, say you're a FNAF fan, and like Scott Cawthon released a teaser or something for his game or something, and you say, oh, he made that teaser for me, for people like me. Like, no, everyone can be a FNAF fan. Everyone can be like a theorist, and like break down all his teaser trailers or whatever, and go frame by frame like MatPat or whatever, and analyze his teaser trailers. So, but he didn't make that for people like you. He made that for people who have that passion for that specific thing, and for who like going frame by frame, and who like FNAF, and who like Scott Cawthon doing that. It's not people like you, because a black person in Africa could have that same passion and love, or similar, very similar. Like the only reason why I don't say same is because I think maybe everybody is like slightly different, and everybody has maybe possibly a creative, like a source that's a little bit different, like at the creative source or something. But everyone could have, and that side note when I said creative source is like, I don't actually have any like ground theories about that. Like, I'm not a genius. This is just like what I don't know. What I'm saying is I don't have anything set in stone, and it's not like I have anything that, like, what I'm saying is, I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm saying. That's the point. That's another point of the video. I'm not sure exactly what I'm saying, at least consciously. But a black person in Africa that's never touched a game before could have that same, or a similar, very similar passion for doing that. So it's not like he did that for you. And if a black person from Africa like had a gaming setup, or moved to America or whatever, and like or like if a black person in Africa was provided with the same environment as you were, he would probably be more likely to become or have that same passion. So saying people like me, I don't know, But so maybe so saying, and then the final, I don't know, but saying people like me is like not cool. I guess it's not. It's like not. I feel like that's a curse. I feel like that's a curse to say that. Like not maybe not a real curse, but it's like something that's just wrong to think. And like that, these things that in the English language, they when you say them, even though they aren't, because they aren't exactly, they're very flawed as sayings or as words. They affect your subconscious. They go into your mind, so you end up thinking in those words, and that worsens your mind or whatever. I haven't drank. I'm dude. I haven't done really any habits or tasks that I used to do, like daily tasks or habits, habit tracker. Haven't drinking water. I got this big old water jug, but I haven't drank water in a long time. I haven't, used the gallon water jug in a long time. My French press broke this morning, so I'm gonna have to have someone buy me my French press. But this might be one of the most important. No, this might be one of the most important videos I make, because this whole thing is a perfect synopsis. I don't know what synopsis. I don't think I don't. Well, no, I don't fully know. Like I don't have any. I don't know what. That's another thing is like synopsis. Like when I say I don't know, I'm not sure what that means, or I don't know what that means. But I do have a feeling of what synopsis means, and I don't know if I could perfectly describe consciously like what is like I can't. Synopsis is basically like the summary, right? Or like the key points, or like what like a full essay, what the point of it is, I guess. And I guess that's what a synopsis might mean. And I forgot what this synopsis was going to be. I completely forgot what this, or I don't, and that's another thing, completely forgot really what I should be saying, because forgot is like the subconscious, like, okay, I forgot. Okay, so I don't know. Is saying like I forgot that's not really a healthy thing to say. But I did kind of forget what the synopsis was going to be and what the point of that was. I forgot what I was talking about. Completely, almost. Highs and low swings. I don't know. Oh yeah, it was like something about the English language. And so no, it's something about something. Right. This is the most. This might, and I just remembered it. It just popped up. But hold on, let me get. I know it's about to it might happen again. I don't know how the mind works. I don't know how things work, because, and this is, dude, the research scientific on the brain and whatever is so fucking corrupted, because we should already have all these answers on deck into the public. And it's not like we don't have their technology or whatever. It's because these people just don't put the work in, or in whatever work they do put in is just fucked up. So is self-sabotaged or sabotaged by the people that know the answers, that don't want the research to be out to the public, because if it gets out to the public, then they can have more power for themselves and whatever. I heard there's a fan going on in the garage. I just like whenever I just heard the fan, because it's been going on the whole video, but I heard the fan, and then I kind of like focused on it, and I focused on the fan, and I just got so much calmer all of a sudden. I've heard, what was his name? The big three, J. Cole. He said in an Instagram reel, it was like he was talking about meditation and like doing things, and one of the things he said was, and before, like a minute ago, I said this might develop, and I might forget what I was talking about, and then this might develop into a whole different thing again, and it did. But God, and I just remember the most important reason, most important video, but maybe no. This actually is probably ADHD. No, because I've heard someone. No, this is, or at least part of this is because I've heard. No, I should send this to a therapist or send this to somebody or send this to a psychiatrist or something so they can actually know what I'm dealing with is. But I want to finish the side point or the what I was got whatever on, because but this also, but like, and this is another side point, but like it expands off of each other kind of, and because I thought like the reason sending this to a psychiatrist because this is how I feel all the time, but then this is not really how I feel because right now I'm in like the state of like thinking about what I'm thinking about, but normally I'm just in the state of experiencing what I like experiencing the consequences of this, I guess, or like the in the normally I'm just in the low state of experiencing with all of these thoughts and all these things and all these like negative stuff is like kind of like it's like they're not there. It's just that's like the feeling. I don't know. I'm not sure. J. Cole said, he was in an interview about like meditation and like being happier and whatever, and he said like, oh yeah, I just think of like the background noises. I think about like that fan, and then he stopped talking and there's like a fan going on in the distance, and he thought about that, and he like, and it's basically exactly what I am going through now, or just went through what I was just talking about. He focused on the fan, and then he got calmer or whatever. And that is what happened. That's what happened to me. I focused on there's a fan going on. Kind of focus on it, and then I got calmer. And this also goes back to what I was saying. Or not. This goes back to in the video My Ability that I made maybe a month ago or 2 months ago. I wrote about, or I mean I said, and I've also written about this before, about the thing that I've kind of been able to do, or like that's been something that I used to do a lot when I was younger, and something that like I connect to is like kind of what J. Cole said with the fan is like I can it when I'm in a when I focus on the fan, focus on the noise from the fan, and then maybe like picture it in my head or something, or like, or especially when I'm outside and like, and this happened when I was like a lot younger on a camping trip, and it was with my two uncles, and they were fishing, and I was looking at the water in the water in the mountains, and it's like at the Cal Ida Sacramento, or Cal Ida camping spot. That's the name of the place. And I was looking at the rushing water, and they were fishing or whatever. It was at nighttime, and I saw all the little creases and folds in the water. Because before then, I was talking super loudly, and I think when I was a kid, I talked a lot. When I was younger, I talked a lot maybe, and I have a lot of the same things that going on now is like I think I was very forgetful and stuff. Very a lot of stuff going on in the background, or not even in the background, just like, and that's the whole thing of like, it's not, when I say in the background, like it's not, I don't know, there's no words to describe what my feeling is. I don't think back in the background, like a zombie feeling, pain that is not really there, pain that like you don't feel but you also feel, or like, but whatever. But mind fog, brain fog. But I remember I was younger and I was talking a lot while they were fishing. It was at nighttime, and they said, and this goes back to the thing about the fan and J. Cole. This is like what they were talking, and one of my uncles like sarcastically said, or like jokingly said, "Hey, look at the water or something and just like stop talking or whatever, or something like that. And then he said it in like a joking, friendly way. And I looked at the water, and I looked at the water, and I looked at the trees in the sky, and I looked at the water, and I look at all the rushing water and the flow and the flops or whatever the and I felt connected to it, and I like felt, and maybe this is like I've heard something about, I haven't heard anything like this exactly, but people talking about autism, maybe this is kind of tied to that, but I felt a connection to the water, and I felt almost like there was like a relationship or something, and I felt, okay, the video cut out because this is just like, of course the video cut out, dude, I really, and that gives me, this is another thing. I'm going on, I have so many things, there's so many things, but like this specific thing is, this side note is something that I think is like something I'm experiencing. But let me talk about the water incident and how this, and I forgot a lot of things, but I'm not thinking about it. So it was like, there's a relationship to me in the water, and I'm experiencing it now. Like it was a special moment. And there was a feeling of gratefulness of like, thank you to the water and thank you to everything. I like almost became the water, and because I was talking a lot, and then I almost became the water flowing in the leaves and the trees and everything, and the nights and the wind and the cold and whatever. I almost became or in those moments I shared that experience with the water. Do I actually look good? I feel like I actually do look good looking, because I'm looking back at myself in the camera, and I feel like I do look good looking, but maybe I'm becoming like Roxy from FNAF Security Breach, the game, anyways. How she'd always, she has insecurities about everything, so she just says she looks, she's egotistical and a narcissist or whatever. I don't want to be like that. That's why I wrote a long time ago, not so long ago, that if I ever become, not really if I ever become good looking, but like if I, kind of like if I'm good looking when I'm older, and I wrote this like a month ago, if I'm good looking, maybe I should purposely disfigure my face, because I'm going to be popular, I'm going to become a celebrity, and I don't want there to be any like pretty privilege. So maybe I should purposely disfigure my face. And this is a thought that I am actually thinking of now, and there's obviously a lot of problems with it, and there's a lot of, things, but at its core, and even literally at its core, but like I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm not sure what I'm saying, but that doesn't sound like the worst idea, and that sounds like there's a lot of things that are actually right in that idea, and maybe I should disfigure my face. Like, if I become actually a pretty good looking person, which I'm looking at myself now, and it might be because I got the black and white filter, and that just maybe makes me look prettier, but to me anyways. And also, I was doing like some like, for maybe the first time in my life, I was like doing some like kind of cosplay-ish type stuff, but like kind of doing like a makeover type stuff, like in like it was like the day before last night, but it was like I stayed up last night, so it was kind of like the last night, where it wasn't like I put on makeup or anything, but like I teased. This is not the first time I teased, or I think it's called teasing your hair or whatever, or steezing it or whatever. It's not the first time I did that, but it's like the first time I like actually like focused on it, and I kind of put on, and I made like a crop top, and I put my jacket in a style that it kind of looks like a crop top, and I'm gonna upload that video later, but it's like the video where like I kind of do like a rock star-ish type thing, where I wear like a crop top, and then I put on the jacket, and then I steeze my hair or whatever, where you put the comb and then you comb your hair the opposite ways. You comb your hair that way down so like it stays up. I've seen I think it's an emo hairstyle, but it looks like 80s to me. But apparently it's like an emo hairstyle, which is cool. Emo's cool. Emo is cool, guys. And that's another thing is that I'm really healing as a person, because now I think that all these different types of things are actually really cool. I'm thinking like being furry. Furries are cool guys. If you're a twink, be a twink. If you're a snowball, be a snowball. If you're a brownie, be a brownie. Snowballs are underrated as heck. In Zombieland, bro, that Tallahassee or whatever, he got that whole truck full of, is it the Hostess truck, and he wanted it to be Twinkies, because he loves Twinkies, and then he opens it and it's full of snowballs. Dude, do you know how happy I would be if I got a whole truck filled with snowballs? If you don't know, snowballs are like, and I was talking about Twinks, I meant like, I think Twinks are like femboys or something, but then I said snowballs like kind of a joke, but now I'm actually talking about snowballs. But snowballs is the name of a Hostess thing, where it's like a Twinkie, it's like a sweet treat, and it's like chocolate cake with like a layer of coconut and cream. And I don't really like coconuts. I usually don't like coconut things, but snowballs are so good. If anybody here's watching this video still, and I look at myself again and I look good looking again, but snowballs are so good. And I just remember the disfiguring my face thing. But snowballs are so good, and you should try one if you are into that stuff. If you never tried one. Anyways, I don't want to say that's embarrassing. Now I kind of, because I said it out loud. Okay. Oh, no, okay. But then my whole thing about the whole point of this channel is that I want it to be me expressing my thoughts openly and honestly, and I have... No, okay, I don't know. No, okay, this isn't that embarrassing if you look at it from the perspective of there's a lot of different things that this is not embarrassing of. It's actually but like I said it out loud, and I was thinking it, and I just like realized it, of like what my situation actually is. And then I said it out loud, and because I said it out loud to both myself and the camera, but the camera especially, myself especially if I just said it out to myself, but is because this is an embarrassing thing that I'm about to say to the camera. And the whole thing about my channel is that I want it to be me being able to express my thoughts super openly. And I want to be able to express stuff like intrusive thoughts, or stuff like, things I'm shameful about. Basically, I got my pants around my ankles. I was like jerking off before I started this video, and I just forgot that they were there, and then I tried to move my legs, and then my legs like got caught because my pants and underwear are around my ankles right now. But hey, I'm probably going to look back on this, and if I've healed as a person, I'm going to be proud of myself because I said that, because I was scared about saying that. But actually, or if I don't heal as a person, I'm going to be cringing at myself, which shame is like the worst thing a human being can experience. It's unproductive and it's not cool. Um, actually, now that I said it, that's not that big of a deal. It's an addiction that I struggle with, and it's connected to the low points thing. The low swings, low mood swings thing. Anyways, back to the disfiguring my face thing, and there's other things that I just had the thought again. Another thought. This is exactly like this level of thinking and ideas is, I'm not gonna say exactly, but this is how I got into the state where I was writing ideas for the FNAF security breach movie. So a movie project that I want to make. The reason I say movie project is because I want it to be elements of, I'm not sure like if it's going to be a TV show or miniseries or movie, or like if it's going to be something else entirely, or if it's going to be like an 8-hour long movie or whatever. And then I also want it to be like transsensual media type stuff, like in ARG, transsensual media, how they have like a, in universe but in real life, Instagram accounts of the characters. Like the characters are in real life, they're actual Instagram accounts, but they're actually not. They're like literally not, because they're actual fictional characters. But they have an Instagram account run by like the people who created the show, So, but it's like, and then there's like trailers and like like I want there to be like an actual documentary, like say like like the glam rock characters. The glam rock animatronics. If you don't, then they're bands in the story that I want to make. They're like an animatronic band, but the animatronic doesn't have much to do with anything. But they're a band, right? They're bandmates. And I had this idea, and it's such a cool idea. And this is, I don't know. Should I be saying this much? Okay. There's a lot of ideas like this, but I have an idea of, the idea was to have I call it like kayfabe, but like have a documentary about the glam rock bands, like interviewing the glam rocks, showing their stories and whatever. But obviously it's not real, because they aren't a real, they're not in my reality, they're not an actual band. But have it be framed like a documentary, and then after like the main movie project has come out or whatever, put that documentary out on like Netflix or something, and Netflix will have a kayfabe documentary about the glam rock band. Right? Does that make sense? Am I speaking sense here? And then like have like, I had another thing of like, like the Hollywood stars or whatever. What if the Glam Rocks is like the name of the band. What if the Glam Rocks get their own Hollywood stars, but in real life? Like they get their own Hollywood, or like maybe not the actual Hollywood stars, like, because I don't know what it takes to get that. But like, and I'm assuming they're Hollywood stars, and like that would be acting, right? Or like whatever. And that'd also go against the main, like a story of like the elites and everything, and they probably wouldn't get their stars, but that's spoilerish. Symbolism or whatever. But what if they get their own stars, but in the real world, and that you don't even show that in the movie, but you just, like, maybe Roxy posts a picture with like her doing a selfie at her star, but then in real life her star is actually there, and Roxy posts the picture. Roxy is the name of one of the glam rocks. Roxy posts the picture on a real life Instagram account, and it's like Roxy's account in real life, but obviously Roxy doesn't exist in real life. That type of stuff is what I want a large part of the project to be, and that's a large reason why I call it the project or the movie like concept or whatever, because there's no transcendental media project is like the because transcendental media is like it goes beyond just the movie or just like the book or just whatever. Like it goes on different like movie, books, whatever. But I also want it to be all about one story, and then have it like not like the Lord of the Rings, which is like the Lord of the Rings movie and the Lord of the Rings book about, but I want them to be like the fact that it's a movie and the fact that it's a book is a part of it, you know? Does that make sense? I'm not sure. Like and this has been probably done and has also been thought of, but I've never seen something like exactly like this, or like to the degree I want it to be, or like, but I don't know exactly how to explain it. But you know, it's kind of like the Mandela catalog, I guess. You know how you have real life commercials, and like it's messing with the commercials, I guess, inside of the Mandela catalog horror series. I'm about to run out of storage again because my last video cut out because I ran out of storage. I might run out of storage soon. Hopefully I don't. Oh yeah, so I was writing ideas for this movie-like project. Did that whole thing come out of why? Like, did that whole thought bubble that also has millions and infinity number branches off of that? Did that thing come off of because I call it a movie-like project, and I wanted to explain why I say movie-like project and not like movie project? But that, okay, but that was a good thing to say. These are all good things to say, but but like in maybe different ways. But I already said them. Whatever I say is genuine, and whatever I say, like it was meant to be. But I still want to work on it. I still want to work on what I say and how I say it and like my vocabulary and everything. But it was meant to be, but I'm just going to change the future, I guess. Is there a future? Is there a past? I don't know. Is there a present? I don't know. I wrote on my wall. I actually wrote in my wall, on my wall in like Sharpie. Because I used to, so my entire walls, or most of my walls, are filled up with writings. One of the things I wrote down was, is there more than 4? And then past, present, and future. I wrote, is there more than 3? Is there a progressing, like past, present, progressing, and future? And I don't know, that just made me, that had me thinking about that. Now that I think about it, maybe there's more than 3 like phases. Maybe there is a progressing state. I'm not sure I don't know exactly why. And I think of that, and I thought about it, and I looked at the wall and I thought about it, and there's a feeling of embarrassment. There's a feeling of, oh, that's stupid. That's silly. There's no progressing. That's just the present. But like, I feel like there's a lot more you could expand upon that idea. And there's a lot more you could expand upon every single idea. No idea is stupid. The reason you think ideas are stupid and like or childish, or the reason you think a lot of a child's ideas are stupid, or that feeling, guess where that's from? That's from the government and the elites not wanting you to have any ideas for yourself, and wanting to shame yourself for having any ideas that are past what is that experts say to you or whatever. That's because the government doesn't want you to be great. The government doesn't want you to find out things. The government doesn't want you to be proud of yourself. Government doesn't want you to find out any powers that you might have and that other people might have. The government doesn't want you to be special. The government wants you to be like basically nothing. Maybe the government just wants us to live, and that's it. Like, maybe the government, literally all the government wants is just to have us. Maybe it's like the Matrix, how they have us. And I saw like something about Bob Lazar. No, I think this is real. Bob Lazar said humans are containers. If you don't know, Bob Lazar is like a person who used to work, who literally, and like shoot. Whenever I say shoot, it's because shoot in wrestling means real. In pro wrestling, it's these phrases like kayfabe doesn't really have a strict meaning, but shoot means it happened, like it's a real thing. It happened in the real world. So that's when I say shoot. So shoot, Bob Lazar worked at like NASA slash for the government at Area 51 or that whole area or those sites. Like shoot, Bob Lazar actually worked at. He was a like member. He was a scientist or like a researcher there. And according to him, so this is not the shoot part, but according to him, he saw UFOs. He might have, I might have heard him say he saw an alien or aliens. And according to him, he saw, by the way, maybe the shoot doesn't even mean that because everybody could be lying. I don't know. But there's like research and like actual, like, it's like well known that he did work for the government and whatever. He saw a thing about, because there's like files, right? Like CIA files or whatever. There's a religion file, and the religion file is like this big, and he looked inside the religion envelope or file. It was like basically like the what religion is, or like what the CIA thinks about religion or whatever. He either looked in that file or he looked in another file about all these other like things, like religion, society, aliens or whatever. Or he looked in something else, or he looked in that file, and there was like and what it said, or I don't know, this could be wrong, but this is what my point is. Bob Lazar, I heard Bob Lazar say, or I think so, or maybe it was an AI deepfake or whatever, or like maybe it wasn't, maybe it was a fake voice, but I'm pretty sure I heard Bob Lazar say that he read something by the government, by the CIA, that he wasn't supposed to read, according to them. He wasn't planning, like it was hidden or something. And what he read was that humans are containers. He didn't know what, and he didn't read further or something. Containers for what? I don't know. I'm not sure. He said he's not sure. So maybe it's, and when I heard that was like kind of like pretty logical. Human beings are containers. Why else would the government still, like, I know there's like a lot of talk about how they're wanting to depopulate the earth, but why is there so many people? If the elites and everything already have power, they already are at the top of the top at the top, what is the need for so many people? Especially, what is the need for so many people if so many people, the common people, are purposely designed by the elites to live in complete horribleness and depression and just badness? Why? What is the point? Maybe it's because human beings are containers. This is weird because I'm like staring at myself, like I'm staring at the camera, but I'm also staring at myself in like my peripheral. So you might have a feeling of like I'm staring through you. Am I going cross-eyed? But you might have a feeling of like I'm staring through you. But that feeling is because, am I cross-eyed? That feeling is because I think I just went cross-eyed. That feeling is because, wait, I can do it the other way. No, okay, hold on. The feeling is because I'm really actually looking at myself in my peripheral vision. It's not really. So you probably picked up subconsciously like that I'm not actually looking at you or looking at the camera. So if you had a weird feeling by like this feeling that you're having now or whatever, it's because these beautiful eyes are actually not looking at you. I'm focused on my face and the peripheral vision here. Anyways, human beings are containers. And there's another side point to talk about there. But human beings are containers, according to Bob Lazar, what he read or whatever. According to the government, according to Bob Lazar. According to me. Yeah. Or something like that. Human beings are containers. That is what they wrote in that document or file or whatever. And that made sense to me, because why is there, my point of why is there so many people living in anguish and just horribleness, and why did the elites design for that to happen? Why not just kill us all, kill the population, and just they can continue living in their what they're doing now, which is probably an amazing life, right? The elites, the people really in power probably are, actually I don't know any of that. It's just a theory. Well, maybe it's because human beings are containers, and they want as many people, as many containers as possible. Maybe we are containers of souls, of light, of liquid, right, liquid. Maybe we are containers of the liquid power. And I got the liquid from the YouTuber Master of Earth. He's an amazing YouTuber. Watch his stuff. And he basically said human beings are our bodies are liquid. He didn't, obviously not liquid, but there's our energy, our souls are liquid, and that's literally what we are. There's a liquid that in that, and it goes it doesn't literally mean the bones and everything and the actual flesh and the stuff, but it actually does mean that, but you gotta, it's that classic thing of and this is a classic thing in conspiracy theories and things like that, and just theories in general of in reality of well, that's not physically, but also maybe it is, because that whole argument in the whole, it's also relating to the relationship between reality and physical and mental and spiritual. So you can never rule it out of it being not physical, because that the whole argument is that it's, or the a point of that whole different argument is that it's relating to the physicalness and perception or whatever. So you can't just immediately rule it out by saying, oh, well, it's not in the physical, it's not real, it's not physical. I don't know. I do know, but I'm not sure. And that's where I got liquid from, is because he said we're all liquid beings or whatever. We have liquid inside our bodies. That's our energy. A lot of amazing stuff he said. I still got the pants and underwear around my ankles. I filmed the last 2 videos or 3 videos with the pants around my ankles. Because when I'm in one of those low states, I usually watch videos, or a lot of the time I watch videos and then jerk off. It's not even that I'm watching porn. It's that I'm trying to just get as many dopamine as I can, as many stuff to get myself in a bed or whatever, or try to do anything that I can to get a better feeling or sensation or whatever, or something like that. I think that was actually when I was in the high swing too. So that goes in the high swings and the low swings a lot of the time. Me jerking off but mostly in the low swings, it's me. That's what happens when I jerk off and think of, or just try to drown out whatever, or try to get any sensation or any good feeling, I guess. I should end the video soon, because I'm about to run out of storage, and I actually want to end the video, or not end the video, but just pause the video, cut the video, so that I can transport some videos or whatever onto this hard drive. This hard drive is actually so cool. I'm not sure about this specific. This is a cheap one that is sometimes it doesn't work on me. Sometimes it bugs out. So I'm not sure about getting this exact one. And all the reviews on this are not good, or most of the reviews. But so far, this has worked like a charm. So amazing for me. Crucial. No, not crucial, but just so a blessing. This it's called Y-Disc, I think. And it goes with an app. And it has this, and it has this, and I think it's like 128 gigabytes. This you can put in. What I do is what I've been doing recently is I record a video, then put it on iMovie, then upload the iMovie video, either save it to my device, or I'm thinking about maybe I could put this in while I'm uploading the iMovie video, and it could save to this or something. But I upload it to my device, then I save it to this through connecting this to the phone. Then I have footage that I can then plug into my Chromebook. I put from this to the Chromebook, and then I put from the Chromebook onto YouTube. The reason I don't just put it straight from the phone to the Chromebook is because the phone footage doesn't work on Chromebook, or it's just a black screen. And I can't, and I don't know if I'm like restricted on my Chromebook for some reason, and I can't download apps, or I haven't been able to download apps that are not MacBook or something. And so yeah. So I haven't been able to download apps really that are like fix that. So I have to like put it through. Right. So I have to put it in, but I can do that. I can put it on most compatible, like the way my phone records the video, but it takes up like, I think like 1/3 more space, or like maybe even half more space per video. So that's really not good. So that's why I put it through iMovie, because if you put a video through iMovie and then save it, then the iMovie version of that video can run on Chromebook without the black screen. So that's why I put it through iMovie, and that's why I don't just immediately upload the video to my Chromebook. But I'm gonna pause the video soon, because there's more stuff I wanted to talk about. But I'm gonna pause the video soon because I gotta transfer some stuff, because I'm about to run out of space. To finish up the points, real quick, we are containers of like energy. So maybe that's what Bob Lazar and the government, or that's what the government meant by saying that we are all containers. And maybe the reason why there's so many population and the government wants to just destroy our experience but keep us alive is because they want to have the containers of energy. Because I don't think they're like containers as in like they literally like they're like, we're not like containers like storage containers. I think we are containers of something special, and they use each one of our containers. So maybe they just want as much fuel or as much energy, much liquid energy or whatever energy in our containers, and that's why they keep us alive. But like they don't really care about, they actively make our lives worse, is because our containers don't change, or our souls in the containers don't change, or maybe, I'm not sure, but maybe they get worse or better, or like more sweet. Maybe the elites or whatever, or aliens are controlling, or like actively liking that our lives are worse, and that makes like the souls inside of the containers more sweet or something, like Pennywise. Maybe the reason for all this is because we're not, the earth and the society and everything is not really run by the elites. What if we are a captured world, captured society by aliens or something? And that is why we're all containers. That's not why we're all containers, but that's why we're all being enslaved like this. I don't know. But that was the end of that point. I like snowballs. Right, the freaking, I don't know. Oh my gosh, I gotta say this quick. The experience, my ability. So I remember I was talking about like 20 minutes ago or whatever, and this relates to the J. Cole thing in the fan. Imagine this cuts out. This video cuts out because I ran out of stores. The same. That could be how my subconscious works. Watch it. I might actually do that. I'm not sure. I think we had like 3 GB of storage, but like my storage is acting pretty weird. So we might be close on getting up on that. But I form a connection to the water and to everything, and I almost become the water. And it's like this really good feeling of just this really good feeling of just like experiencing the water and like fully experiencing it, and like being in like presence, and like not like present to the upmost degree, like presence to the thing that like present doesn't exist anymore. That's how presence, or something like that, or maybe not that, but is I guess. Gosh, I'm kind of sounding like my mom, dude, because she gets crazy, or she gets, she was always rambling on about craziness stuff like conspiracies, stuff like, is or whatever. But I'm also my own person, and what I do get from my mom in terms of her, what I used to think was super crazy, and now I don't think. Now I think what I think that a lot of what she's saying has real truths, and a lot of what I heard in my life has real truths, but oh gosh, like a lot of what she always rambled on about, well, it usually had a lot of maliciousness behind of it, but saying like we are all one and we're the universe, and like a lot of what she was saying was probably right, or on the nose, or like hit the points of truth about something, but she was just not. What I'm saying is a lot of her messages, and a lot of her what she was thinking and whatever, and her like craziness doesn't necessarily relate to her abuse, and it doesn't relate to her being not a great person to me, I guess. Like, and because I've had insecurities about if I have, what is it? Do I have a scab right there? I kind of do bite this part of my lip. I have a lot of insecurities about being my mother, being because all of my siblings, that I know anyways, on my mom's side, I just remember that I have siblings on my dad's side. That's crazy. I'm probably never going to meet them. But I do have siblings over there. Matter of fact, I wrote a message to my dad. I think it was like a month or two ago. I friended my dad on Facebook, or like one of his accounts or something, and he didn't friend me back. So either he didn't know who I was, he's not familiar with tech, he's dead, or something. But he knows kind of who I am. I think I only knew him when I was not really know him, kind of know him, but I only saw him when I was a baby, I think, or like super super young. Don't really have any memories of him. I don't have many memories of him, actually, like any conscious memories. And I don't think, actually, I recently started to actually feel something about that, because all my life and especially in like all my, or most of my life, or all my life actually, before like the past year or so, I've been like the type of attitude of like, yeah, I didn't have a dad, but like it didn't really I've never cried about it, or it didn't really affect me, it doesn't. It's like the thing of like, well, if it's like if a cat, or it's like if a tree falls in the woods and you didn't know it was there, did the tree really fall? It's like, but like it's the type of thing, like, since my dad was really never around, it's not like I had any relationship towards him, you know. It's not like I had any expectations or whatever. It's like if a baby, it's like a what is it? This is such a, there's a phrase about this. Um, like I never had the thing of like, oh, my dad is only partly in my life, so I want him to be in my life more. Like I've straight up like never had a dad, and I don't think I've ever viewed my brother as a father figure. Maybe a little bit when I was younger, but I never really had the feeling of like missing or like wishing I had a father figure until maybe, and this could, maybe I have felt that feeling, but like specifically my father, I never really wanted him to be part of my life. Or I mainly just didn't care. And that's real. Like I actually didn't care. That's not just like, but I'm not sure, maybe, but, and maybe it's because of I've heard my family always says horrible stories about him. Um, and maybe it's part of that reason why, but I've just really not. It's like if a baby grew up where there was like no people. What is it? It's like if a baby grew up where hats didn't exist. He wouldn't care that a hat didn't exist, right? Or if a baby grew up where most other people had a hat, and most other people's parents had hats on, and his parent didn't have a hat on, he wouldn't really. I don't know. I'm not sure. It's like the kind of the thing of like, I was never around. There was nothing really to traumatize myself. Hello, everybody. This is a message to not buy the fucking Y Disc Pro, whatever the fuck that USB is. I've been having a lot of problems with it on my Chromebook and my phone, and it's such a piece of shit. Like it's actually like so poorly. It's like I can't connect it to my phone. I tried if it might have been a power issue. Got my phone up to 20%, still not working. I've been having a lot of problems with my phone storage and my phone, how it connects with the USB. I think, and I have the phone is the iPhone SE. This thing has been having a lot of just issues with it. It might be the iPhone, it might be the USB. I don't know. I'm not sure, but that fucking this thing has been a major problem for me. I want a USB, but this has been working for me a lot of the time, but I've had some problems with it. Okay, so maybe you should get a higher brand, higher thing than this. I like that it has this thing that connects to the iPhone and this thing that connects to the this thing that connects to the Chromebook. But this is just, I've been having so many issues with this. And I connect it to my phone. It says, do you allow? I click yes, and it just doesn't register. It doesn't. I look in the app, and it says, it doesn't say that this is connected. It doesn't have any of the videos that are up in here. There are a lot of there's so many videos in here that I don't know if they're gone. I don't know what, but this just, I guess I'm gonna have to try it. This is the second time this has happened, so I'm just gonna try it later. Try not to buy this. Try not to buy this. From my experience, and there's reviews that this is then there's like it's like almost all negative reviews, like 1-star reviews. Try to get something better than this. Like that's my advice. So yeah, the storage is probably gonna get cut out soon. It's really disappointing. And man, this has just been happening, and I realized that I've been just having so many problems with so much stuff in my life, dude. And I don't know if it's just, I don't know if it's because of my frequency. I don't know if it's because of just my life. But this same thing, this problem with my phone and my thing and everything else. I don't know if it's because I've nenever really said like, oh, my life is just full of problems and stuff. Maybe I have. Maybe I've thought that. Maybe it's been like that. But I feel like it's actually like the first time I said like my life is full of freaking little problems like this, and I don't know if it's because of my frequency. I don't know if it's because of my perspective, and I'm just in this. It's not actually like that, but it's just like how I think it is. I don't know if it's like that because of how I think. I don't know if it's like that because of how I think, or if that's how I think that life is. I don't know. I'm not sure. But there was so many ideas. There's so many things about that video it started to become about my just ideas and stuff, and just my thoughts, and however complicated and messy they were. I just wanted to keep talking, and the video cut out multiple times because of low storage, and that my phone storage isn't even acting right. I deleted stuff, and then this USB with a lot of important videos to me, just completely stopped working. When I plug it in my phone, the battery drains like a freaking bitch. My French press broke today, so I have to get a new one. Find out how to get it. There's so many things to do. But there's always positives about it and everything. And I know that a lot of that comes from my mindset, and probably comes from both my mindset of, oh, everything is happening to me, so therefore you will interpret more things as that being true. So if you think everything is, all the little things are out to get you, and you're always jumping through little hoops and stuff like that, well then guess what, even when things are not like that, you will perceive them as like that. That's a possibility. I'm not sure if that's true. And then there's also the thing of, well, that's your frequency. So if you're going to be more in tune with that frequency, then that's just more things are going to happen to you. But if you think more positively or whatever, you're going to get a higher frequency, and that stuff will stop happening to you. I have a lot of things. Just to wrap it up about dad thing. Yeah, I never really had many issues with it, at least consciously. But yeah, last year or so, I've had like more, I guess, like emotions about it, and like emotions of, sadness, I guess, but like probably not that much. But I friended my dad on Facebook, and he just didn't respond yet, or last time I checked. But yeah, I was just thinking about, like, oh yeah, I have siblings on my dad's side. That's kind of crazy. Like, if you think about it, I have a whole other family. Dang, yeah. Because all the family I know is on my mom's side. Because yeah, my mom's side. Yeah, my mom's side, yeah. Interesting. Okay, the video's probably going to cut out again because my storage is just so whack. What was that? What else was I? There's so many things. Rest in peace, Etika. Right. Okay. If I can actually wrap it up about the fan. Yeah, my ability, like, almost becoming one with the fan and sharing that experience. And there's sharing that experience, or like becoming one with these sounds around you. And I wrote about this, like, there's something I can lock into, or there's something where I could go outside and just hear all the noises, and hear all of them, and just, I can connect with them, like, literally. It's like an ability. Like, I connect with them. And that's kind of what J. Cole was talking about, or what I thought J. Cole a little bit was maybe referring to a little bit with the fan. And I just had that kind of had a little bit of that with the fan, like the fan running in the background. Oh yeah, and that relates to what I was saying way earlier, which is, when I'm in that state, I don't think about time. I don't think about anything. I just am, really. I'm like experiencing the experience with, or connected to, or being, or not being, or but with the sounds around me, and with the nature, and kind of with the fan, or even with the fan, maybe. With like with the tree leaves, with the shaking of tree leaves, with the sounds, with the birds, with the feeling of grass, spiritual type thing. And in the thing, I don't really think about the time. I just think about the emotions, or what it is. And is that what Basher was talking about? Maybe partly, with how he said, you don't actually age those time when it feels like time goes by, or whatever. You don't actually age like that. You age with the perception. So is that what happened to me? Is that what he's talking about? I'm not sure. I love you guys so much. I just had deleted a little bit of stuff so I can say a little bit more. This is all I'm going to say. I'm not going to say don't buy this or whatever, but I've had a lot of issues with this thing, a lot of issues connected to this. I'm not sure if it's because of this. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's because of my phone or because of the cord or because of the computer or because of my Wi-Fi. Everything's been acting up, and I'm not sure. And I think it's actually a little bit of all of them, but it's honestly mainly been around my phone and the issues with my phone. But this hasn't been. I've been having trouble with this, so just gonna say, I take back the saying not buy that. But just maybe off of this is my experience and my advice. If you can buy something different, maybe buy something different. But it is cheap. But yeah. Okay, I love you guys so much. If I find a way to keep on talking, keep on recording this video or these videos, then I will keep doing it. But I don't know. I love you guys so much. If this is the end of this video or these videos, then that'll be